So the topic of discussion right now in the film world is Timothee Chalamet winning Best Actor at the Critics' Choice Awards. Now, of course, a lot of people are upset because a lot of people expected Michael B. Jordan to win that award for his role as Smoke and Stack in Sinners. And also, Marty Supreme has only been out in theaters for about 2-3 weeks at this point. So it screams out recency bias in the eyes of a lot of people. And in today's video, we want to talk about our thoughts on Marty Supreme since we just saw it today. But we also want to talk about if we think it was justified for Timothee Chalamet to win Best Actor over Michael B. Jordan at the Critics' Choice Awards. Welcome back to the Voiceovers Podcast on 24K Logo.
Cameron Glow online.
Okay, so this is something that we had talked about a lot. And when we went into Marty Supreme, like our main thing was we want to enjoy the movie, but we also want to see if there was justification in voting for Timothee Chalamet and him ultimately winning.
Okay, so watching it, okay, I can see why, but the fact that it was 2 weeks, that was such a short notice for them to just give him that award. Critics' Choice or not, like that was way poorly timed. Now, had the movie came out in like, I don't know, April last year, even July, even October, I could have seen that working out. But the fact that they, gave him the award for Best Actor or Performance, or whatever you call it, I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh. And then the crowd's reaction, you saw Michael B. Jordan's face, and then everybody in the film media world was talking about it. I watched both movies. I watched Sinners 3 times now, actually. I personally do think that both performances were great, especially Michael B. Jordan portraying 2 characters on the same screen at one time. Yeah. Timothee Chalamet portraying a guy in the 50s.
Yes.
I thought it was just interesting how both actors acted, you know what I'm saying? But it leaves a question. I want to put the whole rivalry aside that people are trying to set up.
Between the two.
I'm feeling like, man, imagine both of them in the same movie. Then you'll really see who gets that award. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm both of their dynamics, I'm like, if they work in the same movie together.
So you're saying that Michael B. Jordan and Timothee Chalamet should be put in a movie together where they both have major roles.
That would be a blockbuster film.
And that'll also
#1 movie in the world right
But
there.
see,
I
don't like how they're creating this rivalry between the two either. But again, I think the outrage is justified. And let us be very clear. Timothee Chalamet is a hell of an actor. Nobody is trying to debate that. And it's not that we're necessarily saying he didn't deserve the award. I just think that, here's the thing, the Critics' Choice Awards, right? It's not the Oscars. But, keyword, critics choice. So if you have certified critics, at least that's what we think they are, right? You have these people making these votes, making these judgments, and in a way that can influence the Oscars' decision making in terms of who they ultimately give these awards to. I think that's why a lot of people have the outrage and the fact that Sinners came out in April of 2025, right? Marty Supreme was released on Christmas Day. And we've seen the impact and the praise and the feedback that Michael B. Jordan has had after portraying Smoke and Stack, right? And Marty Supreme, Timothee Chalamet as Marty Supreme, he's gotten a lot of great feedback and a lot of critical praise. Rightfully so. But I just think it's more of a timing issue. I don't think it's just the fact that they waited 2 weeks after, or Marty Supreme was releasing and 2 weeks later is winning these awards and getting this recognition. That could just speak to how great of a performance Timothee Chalamet had. We're going to get to that soon. And I think it also speaks to the great directing of Marty Supreme. But then, again, it just yells out recency bias when we've seen the impact that Michael B. Jordan has had over the film world, at least in the last year or so almost, with his portrayal of Smoke and Stack compared to what Timothee Chalamet has portraying Marty Mauser.
That's about what I was going to get into, the whole recency bias thing. Because like watching the movie fresh, you're like, dang, this dude deserves an award. But watching Sinners fresh, you're like, dang, deserves an award.
Yeah.
But watching Sinners age screams out, should have gotten an award. I mean, the Oscars has yet to happen. But you got to say the same for Timothee Chalamet. Now, do not get me wrong. Both actors are great. Both actors are phenomenal. This movie was great. I mean, it's an A24 movie, and like, if you see their whole catalog lately,
A24 is
killing it lately.
Yes.
So, you know, when going into the movie, I didn't know what the movie was going to be about. I'm thinking, oh man, just another sports movie. You know what I'm saying? So I was expecting something like close to like Iron Claw or even Air. Like I was feeling the vibes of that, but it didn't even come close. And both of those are A20. At least Iron Claw was, and I believe Air was.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm sitting there like, okay. But
actually, Iron Claw was not. I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't think Iron Claw was A24.
Okay,
correct us.
I gotta look at it. I'm sorry, movies. Okay, but going back into it though, like, you know, watching the film, like you see him being this table tennis guy. He goes to this tournament, comes back, and then he starts dealing with life things. You were talking about that. Now, for me personally, I seen how the plot kept going, so it made it worth being glued to your screen for 2.5 hours. What are your thoughts?
In terms of the film itself, the film is great. Okay? The film is great. And I'm going to get into... matter of fact, I'll get into Timothy's performance now. Timothee Chalamet as Marty Mauser was very convincing. Very convincing. And for me, for the longest, right, during the majority of the film, I'm like, great performance, but I don't see where the justification was to give him that award. But then when you get into the end scene and he has I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but there is a very emotional moment at the end. I said, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. I was waiting to see him have a very serious and vulnerable moment. And then I said, okay, now I see more justification for it. Again, I just don't think it was a better performance than Michael B. Jordan as Smoking Stack. And a lot of you might disagree, hey, and that's okay. It's opinion at the end of the day. But I saw someone try to hold it against Michael that Sinners had a lot of great performances outside of him. Like his ensemble cast was so great compared to Timothy's ensemble cast. They weren't as strong. I don't think that's something that you can hold against Michael B. Jordan. If anything, that just means that the cast and director did their job. I don't think you can hold that against Michael because nevertheless, he played two characters. He played them convincingly, and I don't think nobody can debate whether the performance was good or bad. It was a hell of a performance.
In most movies, supporting cast was great, but I didn't want to speak on this briefly though. Tyler, the creator, I feel like he could have got a little bit more time in the movie.
I would say,
but the time that he was in the movie, he killed his role. I don't know how many acting roles Tyler Creator has done, but the role that he played, it works. It works. It works, and it actually showed like talent with this man. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Tyler Creator, if you want to do more movies, you know what I'm saying, hit your boys up, man. We got you.
And another conversation, and this is my last point, another conversation that I've seen revolving around the internet is that Michael B. Jordan he has good looks. He's a tier 2 actor. He shines brightly in the action lane. But people, for some reason, they don't believe that Michael B. Jordan can be the lead actor in an original IP and put asses in the seats. But they think Timothee Chalamet can. But if we're being honest about this, Willy Wonka, that's not original IP.
Sadly, no.
Dune
trilogy at this point.
Yes, and he's a very important character, but he's not the lead person, right? Then we get into Marty Supreme. Original IP, great performance, but then we also flip it to Michael B. Jordan. Black Panther, him portraying Killmonger. Let's be honest about this. There was a moment in time where people were giving Michael B. Jordan the same level of praise as they were Chadwick Boseman. God rest his soul. Not saying that Michael automatically had a better performance than Chadwick. But if you go back and watch Black Panther, the message that they were trying to display in that film, the type of character that Killmonger was, and the energy that Michael B. Jordan brought to it, there were people having that discussion saying, well, damn, this is really Michael B. Jordan's movie.
People saying that 2018, y'all might not be, go back 2018, read those comments, come back here, and you'll see that we're right. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Exactly. Then we go to Creed. Now, okay, yes, Creed it's technically not original IP because it is tied into the Rocky franchise. Obviously, he's Apollo Creed's son, so it's related to the Rocky material. Okay, fair. But then we get Sinners. Sinners is an original IP. It's an original IP. And it was I know it's amongst the top 5 highest grossing horror films of all time, at least for original IP. So to say that Michael B. Jordan can't be a lead actor for original IP and put asses in the seats is just ridiculous to me. I don't see no argument for it. I think he clearly proved people wrong when Sinners was released.
Yeah. And top it all off though, I guess I'll give the movie an 8.9. The only reason why I guess I don't knock it out as a 10 is just because certain plot holes was like, certain things you was like, dang, they could have used the cast a little bit more, or they could have touched on this, we could have got an extra 30 minutes because y'all had us wait for so long, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the only reason why I wouldn't give that a 10. Sinners, gotta give that a 10. Got to.
I would give, in my opinion, could change over time. As of right now, I would give Marty Supreme an 8 out of 10 on a scale from 1 to 10. Reason being is because, and I said this earlier to you, I think that with the twists and turns that occurred in the film, right? None of that was showed in the trailer. Rightfully so. It makes sense. I understand what they were trying to do with those twists and turns. But in my opinion, it didn't support the film as strongly as it should have, or as strongly as it could have. I don't think it was that much of a support system too. I see what they did because it all did tie together in a way, but I think for the duration of the film, it could have supported it better than what it did. I will say the second half of the film is where they turned it up.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoyed the second half of the film more than the first half.
It's some funny moments too. It's worth the watch. It's worth the watch. A24, you're killing it. Ryan Coogler, you're killing it. Both movies were phenomenal. I just want to say that.
And Timothée Chalamet is a hell of an actor.
And Michael B. Jordan.
If Timothée Chalamet ends up getting an Oscar for Marty Supreme, I'm not going to be angry because he had a hell of a performance. I just think that Michael B. Jordan as Smoke and Stack is slightly better. But that's just my opinion. But that'll do it for today, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. We had plenty of content on the way. Comment down below if you think that Timothée Chalamet deserved to get the Best Actor award at the Critics' Choice Awards, or do you think it should have been Michael B. Jordan? Do you think it should have been somebody else? Also, drop your Oscar predictions down below in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. But until next time, peace and love to everybody.